Prince William knows that it's not just Andrew and Sarah and Beatrice and Eugenie which need to be dealt with. It's Harry, Meghan, Archie and Lily too. And he wants his father to be tougher.
Absolutely, Harry and Meghan are far more dangerous.
Breaking right now, the British royal family mired in one of its biggest crises in history.
The whispers spilling out of Kensington Palace right now are absolutely explosive. Insiders are saying Prince Harry is literally scrambling to fly back to the UK because Prince William's campaign to strip him of everything has reached its breaking point. And trust me, this isn't some tiny royal squabble. This isn't just about removing titles or adjusting formalities. No, what's happening behind those palace walls is so much bigger, so much darker. William is pushing for the complete erasure of the Sussex brand from royal history. Gone. Wiped clean. Like they never existed.
A massive sea change here in the United Kingdom, with Prince William now winning this huge battle with his father King Charles for there to be an Act of Parliament introduced at Westminster to jettison not just Prince Andrew, Beatrice and Eugenie, but also Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie and Lily once and for all.
People close to the throne say William has finally drawn a line so sharp it practically cuts through the marble floors of Buckingham Palace. Even King Charles, despite everything he's tried to avoid, now understands there's no path backward. William's plan? It's strategic, it's precise, and it's merciless. One single act of parliament, that's all it takes. Sign one document and boom, every problematic royal gets removed in one decisive blow.
Prince William's idea to get this all done, at once really shows the resolve that he's putting his money where his mouth is.
This isn't the gentle, diplomatic William everyone remembers. No, this is a man shaped by years of turmoil. He watched his grandmother's final days clouded by Harry and Meghan's chaos. He watched his father weaken while trying to play peacemaker to people who didn't even want peace. And now he's had enough. The patience? Gone. The sentimentality? Gone. What remains is a future king who refuses to let his family or the monarchy be torn apart any longer.
And who has decided enough is enough.
Today, I can confirm plans by the heir to the throne to strip Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie and Lily of all royal titles as William's fury over the situation regarding the former Duke of York grows. Because William, let me be clear, does not believe his father, the cancer-stricken king, has gone far enough.
And the timing? Oh, it's chilling. While Charles battles his illness, the radiotherapy, the immunotherapy, the exhaustion etched across his face, the balance of power has quietly shifted. William isn't waiting for any coronation. He wants the monarchy protected now, while his father still has the constitutional authority to sign off the changes. And here's what really stings for Harry and Meghan. They've built their entire empire around those titles. Netflix deals, book contracts, product launches, interviews, and every ounce of attention they command in America, it all ties back to those royal words attached to their names. For years, Meghan acted like titles were her children's birthright, something she could claim, secure, and wield however she pleased. But William is about to show her exactly how wrong she is. Let's talk numbers because, oh boy, the numbers expose everything. Over 70,000 people were asked which individual poses the biggest threat to the monarchy, and the results hit like a sledgehammer.
Actually, Meghan Markle is, in their view, the biggest threat to the royal family.
47%. Nearly half believe Meghan Markle. Yes, Meghan is the #1 danger to the royal family. Not Andrew with all his scandals. Not Sarah Ferguson and her financially messy antics. Meghan Markle, the woman who stepped into the family 5 years ago and has spent almost every moment since dragging it through the mud.
While Prince Andrew committed unforgivable misdeeds and, as you say, lied about them. He never set out to do damage. And Meghan Markle certainly had an unforgivable vendetta, a score to settle.
And here's the part William understands perfectly. Andrew made terrible choices, no doubt. He surrounded himself with the worst of the worst and then lied about it. But Andrew never set out to bring down the monarchy itself. He never ran to Oprah with accusations meant to shake the foundation of the institution. He never exposed private conversations for profit. Meghan, she didn't just criticize the family, she systemically weaponized every interaction, every grievance, every tear.
Perhaps it was her design before she even married into the royal family to bring it down, as one of the bedrocks of Western civilization, because she's clearly on a woke crusade.
Think about it. Royal insiders now openly question whether Meghan entered this marriage with destruction as her long-term strategy. Was it all intentional? The emotional manipulation, the complaints, the accusations, all designed to position herself as the perpetual victim while using that narrative to tear down one of the world's oldest institutions from the inside. King Charles and Prince William still believe Meghan Markle is a bigger threat to the royal family than Prince Andrew. William sees it clearly. Andrew embarrassed the family, Meghan weaponized it, Andrew tarnished the monarchy, Meghan is trying to make it irrelevant. When the king announced he had cancer, says one palace source, the reins slipped overnight. In a single instant, the entire hierarchy shifted. Charles hoped transparency would build trust. Instead, it forced the palace to acknowledge something they had tried desperately to avoid. The transition isn't theoretical anymore, it's happening now. William isn't waiting for a crown to touch his head. His team, young, sharp, tech-savvy, and utterly ruthless, is already functioning like the monarchy's new command center. They're planning, restructuring, making decisions that shape the institution's future. And here's the defining difference. Charles values family unity above everything. William values the brand the monarchy as a global force that represents billions in tourism, centuries of soft power, national identity, and stability. To William, this isn't personal, it's survival. It is about what he believes needs to be done in order to maintain the future of the British monarchy. He watched the Oprah interview spark conversations around the world about the monarchy's relevance. He saw Commonwealth nations question whether they should remain under the crown. He saw his grandmother devastated by Harry's attacks. He watched his father crumble under the weight of trying to unify people who had no interest in unity. For William, the clarity is cold and sharp. The monarchy survives only if the chaos is cut out immediately. And then came the moment that changed everything. It was August 2023, during the Balmoral Summer Gathering. A time meant to be peaceful, reflective, and family-oriented. But that trip instead became the breaking point that hardened William beyond return. William's determination to do something permanent about Andrew when he becomes king can be traced to a single humiliating moment. Balmoral, August 2023. William was ordered to drive Andrew to church. Ordered. The future king. Family of England instructed to chauffeur a disgraced duke as cameras clicked and the world watched. William, ever obedient to his father's authority, did it. But that image, the grim-faced heir at the wheel, Andrew lounging like nothing was wrong, ignited a fury in William he had never felt before. It wasn't just humiliating. It was a public reminder that his father's compassion, while noble, was destroying the monarchy's credibility. Should William have complied, or should family unity have come first? Comment below, this one always sparks debate. Across the ocean in Montecito, Harry and Meghan are reportedly spiraling. Panic, rage, fear. Meghan especially is said to be erupting. Right now, people close to the Montecito circle say the atmosphere in Harry and Meghan's mansion is pure chaos. Meghan especially is reportedly fuming, pacing rooms, making frantic calls, demanding updates, and insisting this is an attack on her family. Because deep down, she knows what William's planning will collapse the entire identity she's crafted since leaving the UK. I'm hearing that there's going to be massive pushback from Harry and Meghan, that they are utterly furious at the suggestion that they are somehow being lumped into the same category as Andrew. And Harry? He'll fight back in every way he can, and as we've already seen, if Harry has to go around his own father and lobby the government directly, he will absolutely do it. Because here's what Meghan never understood about the British system: those titles aren't property. They're not assets she can hold on to through lawyers and negotiations. They exist at the pleasure of the monarch and can be removed by the same mechanism that created them. And this is what hits the hardest. Meghan's been clinging to these titles like they're legally binding treasures, like no one, not even the monarchy itself, can take them away. But that's not how the royal system works. At any moment, the same pen that granted those titles can wipe them out forever. Meghan has referred to those titles as the kids' birthright. They sort of bounced the palace into using them. When they announced to People magazine that they were going to use them, remember when Meghan and Harry just suddenly announced to People magazine that Archie and Lilibet would be called Prince and Princess? It wasn't approved by Charles. It wasn't coordinated with the palace. They didn't even wait for protocol or official statements. They simply declared it, daring the palace to contradict them publicly. And that move sent William over the edge. It wasn't just disrespectful. It was a slap across the face of the entire monarchy. It showed that Meghan believed she could dictate royal rules from a California mansion and force the palace to respond on her terms. And that was the moment William realized if the Sussexes are allowed to keep their titles, they will continue to hijack the monarchy whenever it suits them. Of course, Meghan Markle is enraged about this because, as the Royal News Network points out, if Parliament strips Prince Andrew of all titles, then it's game over for Harry and Meghan. Meghan built her entire post-royal business model on those titles. The Duchess of Sussex isn't just a name, it's her brand. And that's the truth. Meghan never wants to face. Without Duchess of Sussex, she becomes what she was before, an actress with a modest career trying to find her place in Hollywood. The royal label is the only reason magazines write about her, the reason brands reach out, the reason interviewers chase her, strip the titles, and suddenly the sparkle disappears. Harry knows this too. Without those titles, without their connection to the crown, they become just another wealthy California couple, interesting, maybe, but not iconic, not global, not royal. And Meghan being ordinary has never been an option for her. Here's how William plans to make all of this happen and why, once the process begins with Andrew, extending it to the Sussexes becomes almost inevitable. When he ascends to the throne, I am told he will issue new letters patent to strip Harry, Andrew, Archie, Lily, Eugenie, and Beatrice of their HR and Princely T letters patent are basically royal executive orders. Charles didn't invent the system. The monarchy has used them for centuries. George V used one in 1917 to redefine which family members automatically become princes and princesses. That's why Archie and Lilibet gained those titles when Charles became king. They became his grandchildren. But here's the kicker. The same tool used to grant titles can erase them. William wants to create new letters patent that change the rules entirely, making royal titles limited only to working royals and their direct children. Once you break the dam, it makes extending the move to other royals so much easier. The cosplay royals should be worried. Do you see the genius in this? Let's start with Andrew, the easiest target. Once Parliament agrees to remove Andrew's titles, the legal precedent is set, and suddenly extending the same punishment to Harry and Meghan becomes not just possible, but logical, expected. And so, after all the damage from their interviews, their documentaries, their constant commercial use of the royal name, the case practically builds itself. And William isn't waiting years. He wants it done now, while Charles is still king, so that Charles absorbs the public backlash, not him. It's calculated, it's cold, and honestly, it's brilliant. Should Parliament act now, or wait until William becomes king? Drop your thoughts. People are fiercely divided over this. Now, here comes the heartbreaking part, because Charles, he isn't some villain in this story. He's a father facing his own mortality, trying desperately to reconnect with his son before time runs out. He's torn between duty and love, and that's a brutal place for any parent to be. He reopened contact with Harry. He met him after the cancer diagnosis. He truly hoped that there could be healing before the end. But every time Charles reaches out, Harry and Meghan twist it. They leak details. They weaponize private conversations. They turn compassion into content. William sees this clearly crystal clear. He watches Harry exploit his father's kindness again and again. And he knows Charles, weakened by illness and emotional vulnerability, cannot make the necessary decisions to protect the monarchy. I think Charles' greatest legacy in this instance is going to make the really hard decisions about his son. They were global, strategic, a direct challenge to the monarchy's legitimacy, 100% right. Dan, Harry, and Meghan set out to do deliberate damage. Traitor. That's the word some royal commentators now use for Harry, because he didn't just criticize family members behind closed doors. He went on international television and painted his own family as racist, toxic, abusive, and cruel. He exposed private communications. He revealed security protocols. He dragged the Queen's Commonwealth work through the mud. And Meghan, she commercialized the titles the Queen specifically told her not to, torturing the last moments of the beloved Queen's life. Their actions didn't embarrass the monarchy, they destabilized it. Which is why William now sees no alternative.